What's up, everybody? Mark Ricard of Vox Academy here, and today we're doing something different. I know I say that every time. I always say we're doing something different, and it's just the same thing, but we're actually doing something different today. We're going to be speaking with the vocalist of Crystal Lake, John Robert C. We're going to bring him in here in just a second. Formerly of Last 10 Seconds of Life, now the vocalist of Crystal Lake. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have a lot of questions for him. I already have a little bit of a preview of some of the crazy stories that we're going to be hearing. Something about raw chicken. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun. But if you're new to the channel, my name is Mark. I am a metal vocalist in a band called Kardashev, and I'm a metal vocal coach. Primarily, I teach people how to make all sorts of gurgly sounds like safely and efficiently. But also, I do videos like this. Now, this video is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a little bit more of an interview format versus a reaction or a co-reaction, just because it's my understanding there are so many stories, and the whole interview process, it's just wild. So I kind of want to just freeform have the conversation. But if you like the content, like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot. We do have a vocal contest coming up with Vox Academy. If you want to check that out, go to cardivoxacademy.com. More information there. But beyond that, let's do a strategic YouTube pause and then bring in our guest, John Robert C. All right, man. Well, now that we have your video strategically pulled up with the most seamless of editing, what's up, man? How you doing? How you feeling today?
What's good, yo? How you guys doing? I'm doing pretty well. I'm just hanging out in my crib, enjoying the day.
Dude, first of all, okay, well, I just want to barrage you with a bunch of questions because, like, the process you just went through, to become the vocalist of Crystal Lake is wild. But maybe rather than bombarding you, first and foremost, I'll just ask, like, how does it feel to be done with it? How does it feel you're locked in, you've got the part, you're officially the vocalist of Crystal Lake, which is super exciting. How does it feel to, like, has the dust settled, or are you, like, more amped up now that you're actually there?
So I don't know about the dust settling, but I'm definitely really stoked. It's definitely a weight off of my shoulders because there's so much preparation and not necessarily worry, but there's definitely a stress involved because all the work is very intentful. You know what I mean? Like you have to make sure you're doing it perfect. So I'm just happy that portion is over. Now we're on to the real work, which is like writing and touring and, language and all that stuff. So I'm excited to continue the road because it's not like it's going to be easier from here on out. It's going to probably be a little bit harder. But yeah, I'm just happy the audition part of it is over with. Like, there's no questions anymore. Now it's like, I'm the singer. Let's work. Let's get it done. Like, it works. What could we make happen? Like,
yeah. And what you're talking about is kind of like, bro, in the most respectful way possible. When I heard about all this, I was like, this dude's nuts. I was like, this dude's kind of bonkers, right? Because, like, you didn't just, like, it's not like you auditioned for, like, the band, like, 2 blocks over, or, like,
No.
even like a Canadian band. You actually went out to Japan and, like, as of now, I'm sure your Japanese is getting better, but as far as I know, you're not fluent.
Yeah.
Like, was there ever any doubt in your mind, or were you just like, full send, let's do it? Talk to me about that, because, like, I can't even fathom it, to be honest with you.
That's actually a really awesome question. So when I first heard that Crystal Lake needed a singer, I did kind of doubt myself and the whole situation, considering so many of the obvious obstacles. But I, much like a lot of people, was sitting on my phone one morning and I was just kind of scrolling through Instagram, and I saw somebody say something that just kind of along the lines of, like, if you are good at something, do it. You know what I mean? Don't try to go do something else just because maybe you fell on your face or it didn't work out or anything like that. Like, if you're good at something, go make it happen. So, and it wasn't exactly that, but it was like along the lines of that. And it, like, lit a fire under my ass all of a sudden. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go do this. And then at that point, the doubt kind of slipped away because I didn't look at it in the sense of, like, oh, I doubt myself, or I doubt they're gonna like me, or I know for a fact they're gonna like me, or anything like that. It was more the sense of, I know that pursuing this journey is going to be a positive thing in my life.
Yeah.
Even if I don't go all the way, all the work I'm doing is in a positive direction. And I've learned recently that as long as you're doing things positively, not necessarily like, opening doors for everyone and helping little kids go to school, like whatever it is, like just being like positive in what you're doing and not being malicious about anything, like
Yeah.
bad things can't really happen. You know what I mean? Because even when things go wrong, there's good to it. You find how to flip the coin for yourself. So I just tried to stay super positive and just
Yeah.
try to stay out of the idea of like, oh my God, what if I don't? Oh my God, what if I don't? Because I'm doing all of this and it's all for a reason. It's not a bad cause. I'm not forcing myself to do this. Like, I am being chosen to do this. I'm not making them make me do this. They want me to do this. And I just kind of felt a little bit of a calling for it, almost in the sense of like, this is how the universe is supposed to go right now. And if you make it, great. If you don't, this is still awesome. Like you went to Japan, you sank the Crystal Lake. You love Crystal Lake. That's gonna be sick. I was like, great, let's go. I'm gonna eat fucking fried rice till my fucking tits fall off. Like, let's do this.
You know, that's a lot of fried rice, man. That's a lot of fried rice. But that's actually a really good point. Like, I think a lot of times, and I've totally like had moments in my life that I look back on and kind of kick myself because I'm like, man, you really wouldn't have lost anything from just giving it a shot. You know what I mean? Even if like, and that's a really good perspective, man, because like, I think a lot of times when we're taking on any endeavor, whether it's like, learning vocals or trying out for a new band, or it doesn't really matter, going to law school, we think the whole thing is a wash if it doesn't work out in the end. But like, goodness gracious, you had an experience. How
Yeah.
long did you say it was? 20 weeks, was it?
From the beginning of the announcement to the official announcement of me. So like from announcement of Rio's department until mine, it's like 20 weeks or something like that.
Yeah. That's like, that alone, I think for me would have laid on the pressure, because it's not like a 20-week process to pick a vocalist. You know that they had to have been very, very picky, I guess. I was hoping to find a better word than picky, but like
Meticulous.
meticulous. See, there you go, meticulous. That's the word I needed.
So
We got to have you writing our scripts. Well, when we start scripting things, but so like, I'm trying to think of how to ask this question, but like, with how like meticulous they were going to be with what they were looking for, did you just go in there doing your thing, like, hey, this is my voice, these are my vocals, I'm not changing it? Or were you like, oh, I got to expand my range, I got to do this and I got to do that? Talk to me about that.
I wanted to find a band who was going to like me for who I was and not really alter anything about me. So obviously there were some professional points that needed to be brushed on. So I definitely brushed myself a little bit, but going into the process and meeting the band members and writing and everything, I just wanted to be me as much as possible. I love to sing. I love to be melodic. Like what I did on the Violent Sound with Last Ten is what I like to do as a musician. I don't want to be heavy all the damn time. I want heavy to be a result, like an accident of all the cool stuff that I'm doing, not necessarily what I'm trying to do constantly. So that's what really drew me to Crystal Lake, because it allowed me to use my voice how I kind of feel I finally wanted to use it. I can sing, I can scream, I can be heavy as hell. I don't have to always be heavy if, even if I want to be. So all of those variables just made me feel like I had the tools to make this happen. And as long as we clicked as people, I felt like there shouldn't be a reason this couldn't go through. That's how it felt in my head. I was like, unless they're genuinely just like, nah, I'm not vibing with this guy, or we don't like him as a person, or like this guy's voice, or we don't like him as a person. I was like, this has to work. I was like, this feels like I can do this. This feels so right. I feel this in the air. Like, you know what I mean? So I just put positive work into it and tried not to think about fear and tried not to think about what I needed to change. I just wanted to show them who I was as best as I could. And I honestly feel like I am better for it now anyway. Like that was one of my favorite experiences of my whole life, in touring in general. That was, that was more fun than almost any Last 10 tour I've ever been on. That was almost fun than any My Better End tour I've ever been on. Like, that was sick.
That's actually really interesting. Okay, so I want to talk about that a little bit actually, because that's kind of not the answer I expected, to be honest with you. But it's a really fascinating, like, we could chew on that for a long time. So like, that's, first of all, just interesting that, like, how do I say this? The work you did in Last 10 was awesome, right? Like, no question about that. But it's interesting to hear you say that you actually feel like you're going to be growing, not growing into yourself because you're already talented, but like being able to grow into like maybe a space you're more comfortable in with Crystal Lake. Whereas like I had anticipated like there would be some like growing pains and discomfort, just because honestly that's how it'd be for me. I'd be nervous as hell. You know what I mean? So it's cool. That's actually makes me even more excited for what you guys have to come, knowing how like comfortable you feel in this space. I'm like, damn, this music's gonna be good. Like, we got some stuff in the pipe to look forward to. So that's really cool to hear, man.
So I'll tell you right now, I felt more uncomfortable in Last 10 than I do in Crystal Lake. So to be able to move from a band like that and songs like that into Crystal Lake is great. You know what I mean? Because like I'm writing a song that doesn't even have a breakdown in it right now. I'm just writing a song that's just riffs, you know what I mean, and chorus, which is sick. And it's not even necessarily singing, it's just melodic and awesome. Like, so I love the fearlessness to do anything. So that's been the comfortable part of it. You know what I mean? Because it's uncomfortable to feel like I can't do things. Like,
and it sounds like as well. I've talked to people before, who have been the new vocalist in a band, right? This audition, this process you went through is probably the biggest. But oftentimes when I talk to people who like they're the new vocalist or really anything, like they're always like, yeah, now that I'm in, I have to prove myself before they like really give me free reign. It sounds like you're not only are you in, but like the rest of the guys in Crystal Lake fully trust your capabilities in your creativity. And that's awesome, because you're gonna have so much room to just be creative and write and have fun. So it's cool that like not only are you in, but like you're in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it totally does. I can't speak for how they feel directly, but I do know that we really click when we write together. You know what I mean? And it 9 times out of 10 when we do bring up a part with each other, we're not saying like, nah. Like, we do really well, like bouncing ideas off of each other. So I definitely like how we work together. It's not necessarily that I get to do whatever I want in the band now because I'm in Crystal Lake, or that they trust me so much they just kind of like going to put their hands up to it. Sure. It's just the fact that as a group we write music the same way. So when they have an opinion about vocals and I have an opinion about vocals, we're in the same ballpark.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense too. Yeah, okay. Now like I'm getting pumped just from you being pumped, man. I'll be real with you.
I'm hype as fuck, yo. I can't wait to do it. It feels like My Better End again, which was great because I missed that band so much.
Yeah. Well, so all right, so let's talk about that. I keep having a question I want to ask, and then you say something interesting, and I'm like, okay, we'll get back to that later. So let's talk about that. Like you said, you're excited to get started. So obviously, you can't like leak all the cool information, but like what's next on the docket? Is it tour? Is it album? Is it everything? Like all of the above? What's like the next task for you?
It's all of the above. Right now, I'm polishing off some songs that we're working on. When they'll be released is yet to be determined, but
sure.
It's definitely going to be sooner than later, that's for sure. And we're just, getting ready to get on tour. We have Knotfest coming up real soon on April 1st. That's like the first one out the gate. So we're just getting ready for the studio because we're just finishing the pre-pro, like I was saying, and getting ready for shows. So it's a little bit of everything. Like, our year is pretty full at this point. And next year will probably fill up pretty fast as we, get closer to the end of the year.
Hell yeah. That's cool. So, yeah, that's exciting. You got so much cool stuff coming down the pipe.
I'm really hype as fuck, dude. It's crazy. Like, I'm so busy. Like, it's insane.
Oh, dude, you're not gonna have time for anything, but it's okay because you're probably
doing.
I
just want to sit around my feet up, and I can't.
No, but you're doing stuff you want to do, so that's cool. So, talk to me about meeting the other members of Crystal Lake, like, because like I said, like you didn't just, drive a couple states over. You flew across, well, a long distance, So what was it like meeting the guys in Crystal Lake? Were they kind of like you expected? Was it a bit of a surprise? Give me some insight there.
So it was a little bit of both, kind of. Like the first person that I genuinely spoke to, I think, was Mitsudo. I was talking to him on Instagram, and he
Mm,
seemed really cool, but very professional and very to the point. And then the first person that I met in person was Gaku and our friend Mas, who also helps interpret. From there, I wound up meeting the rest of the band at band practice,
sure.
and they were all incredibly cool, incredibly polite. They were very, very laid back. Actually, I met TJ at a show later the night when I landed. Um, and everyone's really cool. You know what I mean? Everyone is, there's the goofy guys, there's this, the more serious guys. There are the crazy guys. Like everybody's got their own personality, and they're all super awesome guys. I haven't really felt any sort of weird vibe from them at all. You know what I mean? Like when you meet people and you're like, oh, that guy's a little weird. Like I don't get that from any one of them.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool. Like they're genuine is
Mm,
what it is. So you could, you know who they are right away. They're not trying to hide who they are, which is kind of the vibe you get in a lot of other places.
yeah.
So um them just being friendly and open to knowing what was in our brain instead of just trying to tell us what to do. That was easier because we learned who each other were instead of just being like, oh, you can sing? Okay, great. Sing like this. Awesome. No, don't do that. Do this. You know what I mean? It was more like, write this song. And then when we came to each other and they were like, maybe we could make this part better. Try it like this. And it's like, oh, now it sounds fucking amazing. Wow, that was great. You know what I mean? So it's they're very they want to talk more than I'm kind of used to in my own experience and seeing in general just for other bands. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people in bands, especially bigger bands or bands that have been established for a long time, there's somebody calling the shots in that band. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so it's very refreshing to meet a band that has all of those things that I just mentioned, but are still so open to be like, show me what you got. You know what I mean? So it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it would be it would be, well, from what you're telling me, it sounds like, it's really hard to be creative with people that feel closed off to you. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like you don't have to like be like, each other's therapists or anything, but when somebody's just like a wall that you turn in homework to, like
Holy shit. Yeah.
miserable, right?
Yeah.
Um
Yes.
so you met the guys in Crystal Lake, you vibed well. I'm kind of curious, right? So like I've never been to Japan. I've always wanted to go because like it just seems like a country where there's a ton of cool stuff to do, a ton of cool things to see. So obviously y'all wrote together, y'all worked together. Talk to me a little bit about hanging out with them outside the studio, outside the workspace.
Dude.
What
Oh
are
my God.
some cool stories or cool things that you did? Because I'm imagining it wasn't just like 100% business, right?
No, 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 definitely not. We had such a blast with each other. It was really awesome. They took us out to dinner all the time. You know what I mean? They bought us drinks all the time. Like they were super cool, super friendly, very open. Wanted to know who we were. Wanted to know what our ideas were. I have a bunch of videos of it from Instagram. I think we could pull it up on there. And
Sure.
there's times where like I ate like fish intestines. I had fried skin. I had, I believe it's called chicken sashimi, and it's pretty much just raw chicken. They sear a chicken breast real quick, they slice it into thin strips, and then you dip it in soy sauce and put wasabi on it, pick it up with a hashi, and you just fucking eat it raw. I mean, it comes apart in your mouth like fish, and it's raw, straight up raw chicken. But it was banging.
Dude,
I wouldn't recommend eating it all the time if you're not used to it, but I ate
yeah.
it. It was super good.
Like so I didn't even know it was possible to eat raw chicken. Although I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I've been told, I don't know if this is true, but I've been told that in Japan the food standards are a lot higher. So things are
Yes.
a lot safer to eat. You mentioned some Instagram videos. Let's you know what? Let's pull them up. Let's check them out. All right, cool. So we got your Instagram stories pulled up. Let's just click through them and kind of see what we can find. So yeah, let's see what this is. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm going to Japan, motherfucker.
And I'm taking my milk and my chicken with me. You know, the funny thing is,
Yo,
like,
yeah. My lemonade and my chicken's coming with me, bro.
oh, was it lemonade? I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
And
No, you're
dude,
cool. You're cool.
and you didn't
And
even
then
know
that's
that
just
you.
me in the airport and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. And you didn't even know you were foreshadowing the fact that you were going to eat raw chicken, dude.
No, I had no idea. And I had a beautiful set of sushi when I landed, which was super good.
Dude, I am like crazy jealous. I'm also jealous of this flight, dude. 47 people. Like,
bro, yo, that's happened twice so far going there. It's ridiculous. I take all the unused blankets and unused pillows and I make a bed.
Dude, because that's how long is that flight?
13 hours plus
13,
2
oh, it
hour
says right there.
plus a 2-hour flight to the 13-hour flight.
That's nuts, dude. That's
Yes,
crazy. That's crazy. The farthest I've ever gone is Phoenix to London. Well, I did Phoenix to Rome direct once. That was a lot, but I can't imagine, dude. That's crazy.
Really nice.
Uh-huh. Oh, there we go. There we go. So this is the what you had when you just landed? Or no, this is on the plane. Hell yeah. I want to find some of the crazy stuff you had. I want to find some of the crazy stuff that you had when you landed. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, there's the sushi conveyor belt.
Dude.
And then I had a miso soup with like an entire fish in it, and it was fucking amazing.
Holy crap. Okay, cool. So, okay. Yeah, so far I'm seeing foods I recognize. So far I'm seeing stuff I know. Okay. Oh, dude. That looks like, man, with the raw egg yolk in the middle.
Forget about it, bro.
Dude, so let me ask you this. This is a common question, right? Like when I went to Rome, people were like, "Oh, is the Italian food different in Rome?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, it's a different country, so yeah." So like, are you having the experience where like now that you're back, like eating like at Japanese restaurants here just doesn't cut it, or is it like both are really good just in their own like special ways?
Yeah, so it's a great question. Yes and no. So what I did learn was that a lot of places that I thought were kind of shot are actually fucking amazing, and I just didn't know what I was eating. So that was really cool because now I learned that I have a lot of better places around me than I thought. I still miss New York Chinese food. So, but I did, I have found some really banging ramen spots now and stuff like that, and some really awesome sushi places. So that's been really sick. I definitely did have really shots ramen in Vegas. Like I wanted to throw the ball at the wall. Like it made me depressed. I thought about it for 2 days. It was so sad because I love ramen. You know what I mean? So like I've had great and bad experiences, but eating over there is my heaven because I love Asian food, Japanese food, Korean food, Vietnamese food, Chinese food. Like I am just on top of it. Like, give me any sort of chahan, any sort of gyoza, give me some soup, like I'm about it. Put meat on a stick and cover it in oil, like I'm doing it, bro. Let's eat. Let's do this, you know what I mean? Give me some sushi and an entire tofu stick. Like I'm doing it.
Yeah. Now, so I'm with you there. Like any type of Asian food, I'm gonna love, no doubt. Now, what about
100%.
the times I've only ever traveled to Europe. Well, I've been to Canada, but one thing I always found is I was like, and I'm a big eater as well, and nobody who's like seen me standing up, because these YouTube videos get my more glamorous side. They don't show the gut. Nobody would be surprised. But I remember when I went to France and when I went to Italy, I spent the first couple days like hungry because I was used to like American portion sizes. So were you like ordering like 6 of things, or were you just like, these portion sizes are actually working, or are they even that different at all?
So actually, the portion sizes they are definitely different, but they also can be very big. But it's a couple of different things. So, just one of the main things is usually eating with a bunch of people. So food comes to the table, and then everybody kind of grabs at the food. Like you all look at a menu, and then like you decide what you want, and then it all comes to the table, and then we all eat it. Everyone doesn't really get their own meal like that unless it's like soup or something. But even then, it can be shared. So that's actually a really fun thing because you get to try a bunch of different stuff and eat a ton of food the whole time. And everybody gets to eat a bunch of stuff. So I love that. Another thing for it is that I kind of have my hands really deep in the medicinal culture in America. So I have a very big appetite when I'm home because I'm constantly sitting on the couch clouding out my home. So I eat so much more when I'm here, but when I'm there, I don't at all. So my appetite becomes very, very, very shallow. So I
Sure.
eat way less. And then because I never really regulate back up to eating a lot because I don't get to be medicinal there, I wind up just staying on the smaller portions. And it helps me stay in shape, honestly. It helps me slim down because I really just eat super healthy food when I'm there. Like, you're not eating burgers. There's cheese on like nothing unless you ask for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah, things are fried, but it's all good for you. Like, it's crazy.
Sure. Hell yeah. Let's spy a couple more of these. Let's see.
I can talk about any one of them. They're all an experience.
Some accommodations. This place looks, you know what this place looks like? This place, like, especially that shot there, it looks kind of like if you were to like a liminal space. Like, it looks like kind of like, I don't know, I'm kind of talking out my butt here, but it looks kind of surreal in a way. Like, if you go to like r/liminal spaces, it looks like that, just not creepy. What was the hotel room like? What was it? I mean, was it pretty standard? Was there anything cool about it? Talk to me a little bit about that.
So the hotel is actually awesome. If you skip through the videos a little bit, you'll come to the hotel room, and I walk through a hotel and I show the entire hotel room. It was beautiful. Most of my hotel rooms have been very, very small, like literally the size of the bed. So the hotel room you'll see in these videos are actually, American standard sizes.
Sure.
But in general, the hotels were beautiful, super comfortable, very clean. Bathrooms are super clean. Like, even in venues, the worst you can say about anything being dirty is like, oh, they get dust in here. Like, that's like it.
Dude, I can't imagine a venue bathroom being clean. That blows my mind.
If you fast forward through the videos, there's a video where I'm in a venue bathrooms and it's a pearl white toilet with a brown floor, and the floor, the toilet is like wall white. It is perfect. It's a venue bathroom, like a public venue bathroom, not like a green room bathroom, like the bathroom in the venue. Like,
dude, we're gonna find that, but also $3 for a full glass of whiskey. Yo, that's nuts.
Yo, yeah, I had a drink ticket, and I got my drink ticket, and then I was like, "How much for a shot of whiskey?" And he was like, $3, and he just handed me that glass, and I was like, "This motherfucker is out of his fucking mind, bro!" Like, I shared that shit with Matt because I drank so much of it. I was like, he got moshed into it and dropped his beer, and I was like, honestly, bro, I was like, this is a whole glass of whiskey. Like, I can't be getting my bitter end fucked up in Japan for the first time. Like, you take this, like.
Yeah, that's like that'd be a lot even for me. Here's that venue bathroom I think you were talking about.
Shitting on the floor, ain't no one pissing on nothing.
I'm totally holding my dick in this photo and this video. I didn't realize that I was doing that until after I posted it. I'm like, I'm totally holding myself in this video. Because I was in the middle of peeing and I realized this toilet is so fucking clean. Like, what the fuck? Wait, before I start to pee, I have to videotape this. Like, and I just like, yo, do you see this right now, dude? Like,
that would blow my mind. That would blow my.
It did.
I don't think I would have noticed unless you pointed it out. But yeah, you were, dude. Hey, you know what? Got to make sure things are going in the right direction. So I get it.
Yeah, I have to make sure it doesn't fly into the camera view, ruin my video.
You didn't want to be the one person who messes up the pristine venue bathroom. You didn't want that to be your legacy.
Yeah.
I get it.
Exactly.
I get it, man. More delicious.
When one of you guys passes away, I can tell.
Oh, here's the raw chicken. Okay, we got to watch this. That right there, like if somebody handed that to me, I would. Let's be honest, I'd eat it because I wouldn't want to be disrespectful, but my heart would skip a beat. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I was like, I watched this, so there's not a video of me eating it, but this is me videotaping them eating it first, because I was like, you guys eat it first. Because when they first asked me to eat it, the entire table laughed, and I was like, no, we're not playing this game. I was like, I was like, you guys eat it first, and then I'll eat it, because I thought they were trying to trick me.
Sure. Yeah, let's see this. This is nuts.
Oh yeah, look at you guys. Let's go. Ooh, real wasabi.
Yeah, real sabi.
I love you, Mom.
Wow.
Oh my god, dude, they were just going
Straight
for it.
up.
They were just going
Dude.
for it, man.
Bro, it's
Like-
so fucking good.
What?
Like,
What
it
did
was so
what did it taste like? If you say it tastes like
Sushi.
chicken,
No.
Did-
It tasted like sushi. It literally tasted like fish. It tasted like sushi. I thought I was eating sushi. It doesn't taste like chicken. It doesn't taste like that. The way you would think raw chicken would taste. Their chickens are raised differently on the farm. So they're also given different medications and different antibiotics. So the way that they're preparing this chicken is different than how
Sure.
we do. So we can't do that here. Like,
yeah. Well, all right, man. I'll tell you what. When I go to Japan, because Japan is one of the places on my bucket list. That I'm gonna try the raw chicken.
chicken
And,
sushimi.
I'll do it. And then when I die, I'll blame you. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
You can blame me. You can come my fucking
Oh my
little
god,
Florida
yo,
beach
I
house.
fucking did it.
Yeah. I'll blame you. All right, cool. Let's speed through these things. And what are some other things? Hey, that looks cool. What are some other things that we should? Oh, holy cow! Look at that. That's neat.
A lot of cool stuff, man.
Yeah, dude. You got a lot of these. I'm just looking at the bar on the top. Holy cow. Okay, we could do this for a long time.
Oh yeah, no, it's literally 100 reels. It's the whole entire thing. Like, it's it's season 1 and season 2, all the side things. So all the foods. So you can skip through them and you'll just see you'll see all the different places we went to eat, places we walked around, things that I saw. Like, and you can skip through the entire thing. Like,
Dude, I just saw peanut iced tea. That sounds delicious. That sounds so good,
oh,
man.
so the peanut iced tea was actually really good. It was cold and you drink it and you're like, oh, this is unsweetened tea, but then after you breathe out, it would taste like peanuts instead of unsweetened tea, and you're like, oh, that's really interesting. I fucking dig that. Like, that's cool.
Dude, I would love that. Oh, dude, hell yeah, some
That meat was
lengua.
banging.
Yes, dude. I've only ever had tongue in like burritos and stuff, like lengua burritos and
So
stuff.
good.
It's so good, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
because
bro, it literally just tastes like bacon steak. It's delicious. Like,
yeah, it's like super tender and it's super delicious, and like y'all are like grilling it right there. God, that looks so
yeah,
cool.
the Korean barbecue spots are banging. They love to do that, so I like doing that with them. There's one place we went out to. They said it was a very well-known place in the area, but I got a big cube of tofu with like this onion relish on top of it. Dude, that was fucking fire. Like, oh my God, was that good. Plainest thing in the world, but it was just the natural flavors were awesome. So simple, not plain.
Oh, dude, if you pair like flavors with tofu, right? Tofu's delicious. It is simple, but it's like, oh hell yeah, some street food. Dude, nice.
Bro, that little area had so many different places to eat. Like, there were so many little bars. Every one of them had like 6 or 7 seats. Like, it's not even a real restaurant. Like, there's just an alleyway full of fucking little places.
Yeah, totally. Man, I would love. Wow, that looks amazing. I would love to. Oh, you got some oysters, bro. Or
Bro, the oysters were good. The oysters were good. They were doing them a couple of different ways. Sometimes they would do them with a shot. Sometimes they put soy sauce in it. That was really cool. Sometimes they put wasabi on it. I thought the putting the whiskey shot in it, I think someone did, was really good. Or I think it was just soy sauce and I thought it was whiskey. But I thought it was a good idea either way. I was like, I like that. Like,
okay, all right. So I have a question for you then, and then I guess we should talk about music since probably what most people are interested in.
Sure.
But so I have one final question for you. If I remember correctly, when we first got on the call, you said you're originally from Brooklyn, correct?
Staten Island and Brooklyn. Yeah. So I was born in Staten Island, but I spent pretty much like from 10 forward in Brooklyn with all my friends. Like,
Okay, gotcha. So I know that seafood's really big there, right? Seafood's really big in New York. So
yeah,
if you had to pick one,
more Italian food.
Yeah. If you had to pick one, seafood in New York or seafood in Japan?
Oh, Japan. All day. All day. Yeah. The only thing I would take from New York is like in comparison to Nihon is the Italian food, just because that's, those are my people. That's where I like my Sicilian New York Italian food. Like, I can't front on my rice balls, you know what I mean? And my chicken cutlets. Like, I'm not gonna back out on that. And our bagels are banging and all the Italian bread. Like, I can't, But I love all the food in Japan. Like, you are not getting sushi that good here unless you're paying for it, for sure.
Sure. Yeah, dude. All right. So let's kind of pivot. I mean, because dude, I'll be real. One of my favorite things to talk about is food and like travel. And I could
That's
probably,
literally one of the things me and my girl bond on crazy hard is we're like
yeah.
we're obese at heart for sure.
Dude, I'm not at heart for me. I wear it on my sleeve, dude. But it's like what? But that's the thing. Like when I travel, like I want to eat at every restaurant. And I want to I want to try all those things.
Facts.
So how has learning Japanese been going?
Great actually. So it's kind
Really?
of a funny thing. I really struggled learning a language in high school, so I never actually did. So, excuse me. So learning Nihongo now is almost easy because I've almost never really learned how to speak a language. So that being
Sure.
said, it's like something I've never really, I don't know like the comparison between the difficulty. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
I can't say it's harder than another language to learn, but it's been incredibly fun. It's been very much like a puzzle. It's very picture oriented, which I love, like learning visually. Like I am
Mhm.
very much a watch and take notes type of person, and rather than like a absorb a book and take notes type of dude. So like because it's a very visual language and a very interpretive language, that's very fun to play with because there's not always the use of I, me, is, that, like pronouns, if you will. Like, so you mean you could
Sure.
just be like, if you're going to say, I'm going to the convenience store, instead of saying you're going to the convenience store, you could just be like, konbini and walk away.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if here
Yeah.
you were just like 7-Eleven and walked away, people would be like, what? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, dude. You know, obviously they're different languages. I'm not trying to say they're the same, but I took Mandarin in college, and I got kind of okay at it. Obviously, when I say kind of okay, like I was able to pass the tests and do the homework, but I couldn't like because there was
right.
nobody to speak with, right? But one of my favorite things, one of the things that kind of blew my mind about Mandarin is there's like no plural. Like you don't like there's no plural. There's also like no like
It's
verb
implied.
yeah, there's no verb conjugation, so there's no like, you know, why do I dance and he dances? Is he dancing more than me? That's a comic. That's a comedian. If I can remember the name, I'll put it
I
in the.
love that shit. I love that
Y-
shit. It's like, why does the he
Yeah,
dances? They
yeah.
dance. Why? Does he dance more than me? I
He
love
dances
that
more than
dude.
me.
Yo, yeah, he's super funny. He's got another one that's mad funny. He's talking about the dude is talking about him and her, and he's like, no, they. He's like, so I bought a ton of food, and he showed up with one person, and I was like, where are they? He was like, they are right here, and he was like, I thought it was they. Like he was like, it's so confused, dude. It's so funny.
Yeah, dude.
Hysterical.
No, I know what you mean, but it's so like, yeah, there are some things about. And I'm not an expert, dude. I'm talking about some college courses I took like over 10 years ago. But there are some things that like totally made a lot more sense because like you don't have to fuck with them, right? But I'll be honest with you, dude. The writing system, I never really got that down. I'm just so used to like this letter says versus like this picture means noodles and you're like, "Why?" And they're like, "Well, it's actually a really long and interesting history." And you're like, "That's true,
I
but
was
I
gonna
can remember
say.
it." You know?
Well, there's actually a story behind that. So uh, I, I definitely. So I guess what it was is I started learning the writing first.
Mhm.
So learning the symbols first and all of that, and what everything sounded like before learning vocabulary, has made it incredibly useful now that I'm learning vocabulary because now I can actually easily read words instead of struggling to read words and be like, oh, what is this like? Because I'm just trying to figure out what the word is. But because I started with all the letters and everything like that, if you will, the
Yeah.
symbols, it's more in my brain.
Sure.
So the writing is not so difficult. Like I surprised them even. I was able to read certain signs and things like that without having to ask them
Hey.
what it said. And there were other contestants who couldn't do that. And like I can type to them in Nihongo sometimes, which is not always perfect, but like you know what I mean, I try. Like and they generally sometimes can sometimes understand what I'm trying to say if I say it right.
Dude, that's how it works though. Like you have to like language learning it's like it's a muscle base like okay it's not a muscle but you have to use
No,
it
it
you
is.
have to
It's muscle
stumble
memory.
it you have to stumble through it you have to sound like kind of dumb sometimes and 9 times out of 10
Yeah.
dude people just appreciate the effort people just appreciate well I've been some places where that wasn't true but I'll leave that. I'll keep that to myself. I won't say that on a video. But dude, that's awesome. So I guess you know, obviously being in a band, other halves of the planet, right? Are you going to be like spending significant amounts of time in Japan or Nihon, right? So
Yeah,
we
I
can
will.
say
Yeah,
it right.
Nihon. So Nihon is Japan and Nihongo is Japanese. So yes, I will be spending
Yeah,
lots of time in Nihon, 100%.
sure.
So I leave in 8 days, and then I'm gone until June 27th. Little personal side story here. Like I've my girlfriend lived in Arizona, and
Yeah, yeah.
because of touring and traveling and stuff like that, I always go see her. So it wasn't really a big deal that we were never around because I'm never home anyway. So her living there didn't really matter. So we finally made the plunge for her to move here 8 days before I'm gonna leave for 3 months. So like I got her, but now I'm gonna leave.
Those will be fun conversations. It'll be all right
Yeah.
though. You know, that's the thing. Like if y'all have been making it work for this long, it's you know, you
She's a great person.
you
She's I have all the confidence in the world with her that she'll be fine. Not worry
dude,
about it at all.
you know, that's the thing. That's one thing I've learned about like being a creative, and creatives is like we okay, I got to think of how to say this. My wife is one of the most patient and accommodating people I have ever known in my life, and I'm very thankful for that because we
Word.
we creatives as people, we're kind of tumultuous, kind of like there's a lot of things change day to day, and it's like, hey honey, you know how we were doing this? you know
Well, guess what?
exactly right. So yeah, it's like when we find somebody who meshes well with our creative process, it's really, it's a special thing, man. So I'm glad that's gonna work out, you know. And also, you know,
Yeah, she's the shit.
she's got to be awesome because she's from Arizona and we're all
She is
cool over
definitely
here.
really awesome. So originally she's from San Diego. She just lived in Arizona. I know she would want me to point that out. She's like, I'm from San Diego. I was like,
Well, you know, nobody's from Arizona. Like nine
nobody's
times
from Arizona.
nine. Well, I am, but normally 9 times out of 10, when you meet somebody, they moved from somewhere else. So all, you know,
Word, okay.
but
Just like Florida.
yeah, it's like, dude, Florida. Wow.
All my neighbors from New York. Like,
Yeah. So, you know, man, I kind of want to open it up to you. Like, what are some things? Because I've just been lobbing questions at you, and I've got a ton more. But what are some things that like you're just pumped on? Like, you really want people to know, or you really want to kind of bring to the conversation, or make people aware of? Like, what are some things you really want to
I'm
share?
super pumped on taking vocal lessons from my boy David from Extreme Vocal Institute.
Hell yeah.
You know, it's definitely something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And I love Melissa Cross, but I don't think I have the ability to pay for that. So I can't go. But like David is my man, and he's helping me out, and I couldn't be happier. Like even though I've only gone through one lesson with him, which I had last night literally, and known him for such a long time, and we're from the same area, like in the Northeast. Like he's from Mass, and I'm from New York, so like it's that whole area. So like we know each other's vibe and everything, and he's just a great singer. You know what I mean? He was just out on tour with We Came as Romans, helping them. He was on tour with the Trio, helping them. So
Yeah.
the guy knows what's going on. And he's just helping me formulate hooks and everything, and just helping me like crisp things up. Like if I have I came up to him yesterday and I was like, yo, there's this song that we're working on, and like I can't really find the key for it, and when I do find the key for it, it feels really weird. So he was like, let's try to fluctuate the note maybe somewhere else in the line instead of where you're doing it, because maybe that'll help more. And he was right. So he's got a lot of great insight. So the vocal lessons with David, Extreme Vocal Institute, that's what I'm really excited about right now. Aside from all the obvious stuff, so I'm going to tour the entire world. I'm going to play with Slipknot. You know what I mean? Like, so all of that stuff is really cool. Like, I'm going to actually be able to pack nice clothes on tour. Like, I'm going to get a shower.
Hey.
I'll have normal food. Like, people are going to be nice to me. Like,
dude, excited that people are gonna be nice to you, man. Dude, that's a sign that you're where you deserve to be. You're in the right spot, man. Because that's like such a wholesome thing to say. I'm excited for people to be nice. I'm excited that people are gonna be nice to you too, man. I'm excited that people are gonna be nice to you too.
I know some people right now are all like, there are some people who are a little like worried about like that I might bring this weird vibe or this weird negative energy to Crystal Lake that like I had in last 10, but like, you know, that's not the job in Crystal Lake. So I'm just trying to be a happier person all around because I'm tired of being a cranky fuck.
Dude, sure. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Listen, dude, I'm very excited for what y'all have coming down the pipe. I'm really pumped.
Me too.
You know, when y'all release some singles and things like that, I would love to have you back to do like a more typical co-reaction where we actually listen to the song together and talk about vocal technique, because that's my whole gig. But beyond that, man, for anybody who doesn't know you or Crystal Lake or anything like that, go ahead and just plug away, dude. Plug yourself like crazy, because that's what we're here for.
I mean, hey man, if you guys don't know who Crystal Lake is, definitely go check it out. If you don't know who I am, definitely go check me out. I'm on YouTube. I'm just John Robert C. Go see what's up. We're gonna rock your fucking world and make history.
Hell yeah,
Sock
dude.
Mafia, bro.
All right, dude. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And as always, many thanks, much love. I'm out.
Ayo, matane. Digo,
Damn, that sounded legit, dude.